Hello and welcome to the Fantasy Threesome FPL podcast. A Monday quickie for you today because the deadline's tomorrow night for game week 33, and then there's 34 around the corner. It's all happening. So yeah, how are we, boys? You got Anthony there? You okay, Ant?
Yes, I am okay. Still a little bit angry about some of Bournemouth's defending yesterday, but we won't dwell on that too much before the big game on Thursday. Other than that, mate, I'm all good.
And how are you, Michael?
I'm okay, thank you. I was decent enough to stick around for the whole game and rage quit after 40 minutes, which is outrageous, really. Proper fans stick around and support their team to the last.
Just to clarify,
time.
Just to clarify, I rage quit because my son had explosive diarrhea and there was no cubicles. So I mean, that was the real reason. I mean, actually, he did as a favour, because if I had to stomach any more of that football, I think I would have started getting some stomach cramps myself. But as it was, there was a genuine reason. That's the first time I've ever left a game at halftime in my life, and I would have stuck around, but my 12-year-old had the world falling out of his backside. So
you do like to leave early, though, don't you? You're a big fan of leaving early.
Oh, when we lose, absolutely. Yeah. I'm not standing around to clap if they play crap. Absolutely not.
I mean, only
get
recently,
me out of there.
Only recently we went to Villa Park, and with about 10 minutes to go, you were like, right, I just want to go.
I'm done.
Let's just go.
Yeah. I can't handle it, boys. I mean, my record of watching Bournemouth live this season is absolutely horrific. I think I've only been to 6 games. We've lost all of them, and I think it's 18-1 in terms of goal difference. So wow. I will be staying away. You'll be pleased to hear.
Aston Villa, another ground with toilet-related issues.
Yeah. Oh, so many toilet issues.
Well, someone had used the toilet before me and not left a dignity sheet over there.
Dignity sheet.
Like if stuff doesn't flush, at least leave after the decency to put a dignity sheet down.
Yeah. I hope my lad did that yesterday, as in had to end up using the female toilets. Anyway. We probably didn't want to do a half an hour talking about toilets.
Anyway, that's not what people tuned in for, if indeed they have. So we all had quite similar game weeks, although I haven't looked at you, Mike. How did you get on?
65 for me.
Oh, very good. Any hits?
Oh, yeah. I would have done. 8, I think I took.
Okay, that still beats me.
Does it?
Comfortably so.
That's decent, that.
Big Sam Johnson, that's what it was.
Yeah, there was talk last week on the podcast, wasn't there? Johnson or Guehi? The answer was both.
Yeah.
It certainly wasn't do what I did and bring in Ramsdale. And as soon as that game kicked off, 20 seconds in or whatever it was, oh, that is brilliant. That is. Took a -4 for Rambo.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. It wasn't great, was it?
But on the upside, our punts. So I've got the audio. The punts last week, boys. Let's listen to what happened, because the winner of the punts gets to do the quiz. So here's what happened. And Anthony, I apologise in advance.
I'm going straight in with a man banging form. 1 goal for this season. Harry Wilson, 0.1% ownership at home to Leeds.
You actually are going for Harry Wilson. That's hilarious.
Yeah, that is hilarious. I mean,
well, you won't be laughing when he scores this week, boys.
Fair play to you, Anthony. You got
Thank
that
you.
one.
Yeah, very good.
Spot on. And let's see who we both went for. I might go Phil Billing,
Oh, really?
Oh, feels very last week for me, but, Phil you beats.
I'm going to go for Joachim Anderson of Crystal Palace.
Oh, nice. You know what? I'm going to change it to Diogo Jota after last week.
What?
Jota. 1.1% ownership.
What? That's insane with the fixture this weekend. That's crazy.
Well, boys, there we have it. I mean, we all got our punts. We all won on the punt. That's a real rarity, isn't it?
Well, I think it's a first, isn't it?
It is a first.
10 or something.
115, yeah.
Wow.
But you technically still win, my friend, because you had 2 goals.
I know you were quick to put on the message board. Oh, look who scored! And I was in an Oxford museum, the Ashmolean, amazing, great free museum. I'd recommend it. And I was looking at statues of the Greek god Apollo, and then I got a message through. Oh, look who scored! And I knew how smug you were going to be. And then to see that Jota scored twice really pleased me.
I
Because
mean,
you took me out of billing. You said, "Oh, that seems last week," so I changed
I know.
it.
See, I do talk some sense actually more often than you think. And the Harry Wilson chat. I mean, I can't tell you how smug I felt when I saw the scoreline, knowing you boys had both described it as hilarious, and then he ended up scoring. It was a beautiful goal as well. But yeah, still the honours for you though, mate. You
The
won.
honest,
So fair
the
play.
honest for me. I'm pleased to have won, and that means this.
Oh, it's time for play or cheese. Is he a player? Is he cheese? Cloud Rockford, Montgomery, Bree don't sound like real players to me. It's time for player or cheese. Is he a player? Is he cheese? Gibna Beta, you will see, is a speciality to Sudanese. Oh, it's time for player or cheese. Is he a player? Is it cheese? Oh, it's time for player or cheese. If you know your cheese, it'll be a breeze.
Yes, boys. Player or cheese? Who's excited?
Well, I am excited, but just before you start, I just want to quickly point out about my game week this week because you didn't even ask me, so thanks. But Ramsdale, who took you got a -4 to bring him in. This will make you laugh. I took a -4 to bring in Van Dijk and Gakpo, and between them they got 2 points. So I would have been 2 points better off if I'd actually not made any transfers this week. So a bit like Bournemouth's defending, pretty atrocious. Anyway,
I'm really sorry.
talking
Hopefully
atrocious,
a game. No. Hopefully a game of player or cheese will cheer you up. So we should all know
absolutely.
the rules by now. I've got 5 players for you each, and you've got to tell me whether you think their surname is a cheese, or if they're and they've got a made-up first name, or if they are a genuine player on fantasy football game. Okay, Michael, are you still with us?
Pumped. Yeah, pumped.
I love the fact you're still churning out this quiz. It really is.
Churning,
It really is
good pun.
beautiful.
Good pun on cheese, like
Thank
that,
you.
Anthony.
You're welcome.
So, and as you came second in the punt, would you like to go first or second?
I'd like to go first, please.
First. Okay, so your first name is Nathan Pule. Nathan Pule. Pule. Player or cheese? Player or cheese?
There's a bit of poulet going on at the Vitality Stadium yesterday at 40 minutes.
There certainly was, mate. I can tell you. Good grief. I hope they call Dynarod. I will go for cheese.
You're going cheese. It is a cheese. It's made from Balkan donkeys in Serbia. So well done. 1-0 Anthony.
Look at that. Good
Michael.
start. I'll take that.
Hello.
Calm down.
Sorry. I just need to. I mean, we've had the discussion about where milk comes from before, so that's fine.
Yep.
But how are donkeys making cheese?
Ask the Serbians.
No, but seriously, you can't make it out of donkey meat.
Well, no,
you can't make it out of I mean, donkeys don't milk, do they?
Well, I mean, they're an animal, so they do.
Or do all animals milk?
You can get. There's a place in New York who sells human cheese.
I've heard enough. Okay, as you were.
Oh dear.
Okay, I've not been there. Just telling you the facts.
Okay.
Tristan Kramer. Player or cheese, Michael?
I'm going to say it's a cheese.
Oh, Mike, you are usually so good at this, but Tristan Kramer is a Brentford defender. I chose Kramer because I thought you'd think it was something to do with cream.
Oh, darn it. Never mind.
You did him there.
Absolutely did him there. So it's 1-0.
That was exactly what I was thinking as well.
Was it?
No.
Oh, okay.
I'll be honest. What I was actually thinking was, how much longer of this?
Okay. Anthony, your next one is Minas. 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 And that is it. No first name.
What? I've never heard of a Minas. But
not a Minas, just Minas.
Okay, just Minas. Okay. I am going to say cheese.
Oh, it's good. It's a Brazilian cheese. Well done, you. Two from 2.
This is the turn up for the books.
Michael.
Hello.
Jabiti Salamura.
Player.
Jabiti Salamura. He's gone straight in with player. It's a Turkish cheese, mate.
Right.
Oh. Jabiti. Is it because you thought I wouldn't have been able to think up the name Jabiti?
Yeah, that was it.
Well.
Overthinking it.
Yeah, I just stamped on the keyboard and that's what came out. So 2-0. Wow, Anthony. I mean, either Mike's throwing this because he wants it over quick, or he's having a real nightmare here. Right, Anthony. Jack Hinchelwood. Jack Hinchelwood. Player or cheese?
Cheese.
Jack Hinchelwood is a Brighton midfielder, Ant.
Oh, really? Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. There we go.
Yeah.
You learn something every day.
His dad actually played for Brighton.
Really?
Yeah.
Cool. Good knowledge. Unfortunately, that wasn't your one.
Adam Hinchelwood was his name. So yeah.
Very good.
Thank you.
Michael.
Hello.
Yerson Gravy.
Gravy?
Well, I'm guessing that's how it's pronounced. Greve. Gravy. 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 Yerson Gravy.
He's from good stock and he's a player.
Oh, he is from good stock. If you're making Swedish cheese.
Oh gosh.
Good.
None from 3. Player or cheese has rattled him. Absolutely rattled him.
Yeah.
Okay, Anthony, to go 3-0 up.
Unassailable.
Unassailable lead.
To win the game.
Come on.
Christian Korchinski. Player or cheese?
Player.
Oh, it's a Polish hard cheese.
Should have known that.
The tie is still alive.
It is,
Good.
thank goodness.
Unfortunately. Yeah, okay.
Michael.
Hello.
Hector Liptauer.
Yeah, that is definitely
Liptauer. Hector Liptauer.
Definitely a player.
Oh.
It's a player.
Hello,
darkness, my old friend. Okay,
yes. Come on.
Oh, dear. Michael, you have clearly got a lack of knowledge when it comes to Hungarian sheep cheese.
I felt the nerves like Solly March yesterday stepping up for that pen.
Oh dear.
Yeah.
That was a pretty shocking penalty, wasn't it? Bless him.
I'm gutted because the next one was my favourite. Anthony, could you just humour me on Yuri Manuri?
Player.
It's a Greek cheese. Oh,
I'm sure I heard that name before.
Yuri Manuri. So
Shame.
well done, Anthony. Mike
you.
gets his captain picked. Mike, again, your captain wasn't actually picked by a listener this week.
No, but again, I didn't make a particularly good pick. Did I? Oh no, I did actually. It was all right.
Salah.
Yeah, Salah. Thank you. I mean, it's irrelevant with me, isn't it? Let's be honest, lads. You two there's 25 points separating you two. There's about 150 separating me from the both of you. So I think it's okay.
FPL Commander's picking your captain. He also went Jota, Bournemouth fan. So maybe he'll go kind on you. Maybe you won't. So if you can get in touch with FPL Commander, that would be good.
We stick together.
Yes, we do. But yeah, hopefully people enjoyed Player or Cheese. I think that was quite an emotional round.
Emotional?
Exciting. Well, it's emotional for me. It was exciting.
Okay.
Not the word I'd use, but okay.
Did you know that
we've had blanks?
You know you can make cheese from pigeon milk?
I don't think that's a thing, Mike.
That is absolutely is a thing.
Pigeons you can't milk a pigeon.
You can.
You can.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah. Yes, you can.
You can't
milk a pigeon.
Not just female pigeons as well. You can milk a male pigeon.
I'm not sure you understand how milk works.
No, that is.
How?
Oh, guys, don't make me explain it. You just
Birds
can.
and bees. Okay.
Yeah, both male and female pigeons produce a nutritious white liquid from a food storage pouch in their throat. It's a bit like phlegm, but it's milk. Their squabs eat nothing but this crop milk for the first 3 days after hatching.
What?
Yeah.
This is madness.
Pigeons and many other birds regurgitate stuff and then give it to their young, don't they?
Yeah. So pigeon cheese is a thing. Also flamingos.
Flamingo cheese?
Yeah. You can make it. There's flamingo milk. If you've got milk, you can make cheese, presumably.
Tell you what, you sound like you've got a lot of knowledge. You should win a punt one day, and then you could do your own Player or Cheese quiz. I'd love to be a competitor in this sport.
Did you know you can milk a great white shark?
No, but we do now.
It comes from their
Exotic.
yeah, well, it is in a way. It comes from their uterus, shed the milk and
Oh, okay. Okay, right. Well,
so.
Well, where's the klaxon for uterus? Can't find
we've
it.
all had fun.
Yep. Okay. Wow. So, thanks for the information. I am surprised to see that. I don't think you can milk a pigeon in the way that you. I still think you're getting confused. They produce a liquid, but you can't milk a pigeon like you would a
Well,
cow.
You can in the. I guess you stroke their throat. You know, like you put a finger down your throat, and then they'll bring it up, won't they?
You stroke
Their throat.
I mean,
Oh,
you wouldn't even try milking a pigeon. I remember the day when we walked into your lounge in your flat, and a crow had flown in, and it was eating some digestives off your table.
That's true.
And you panicked. You wouldn't have hung around, so you wouldn't get close to a pigeon.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
Well, so like I need to I followed this up, and I'm not the first to have asked this on Google. Apparently, you struggle to make cheese from pigeon milk, but you can make a watery porridge.
Gosh.
So
how
I've had-
every week.
I've had bird's nest soup in China, and that's regurgitated bird's nest. That's pretty grim. But yeah, I don't think. Yeah. Anyway, so coming away from milking pigeons, which is somewhere I hadn't expected to be on a quickie of a podcast. So I'm on my wild card this week. Who should I get in? Who should I get in? Because there'll be other people in the same situation. Who should I get in?
I'm so jealous of you and your hoarding of your chips till the end of the season.
Don't be, because I saved my free hit, and I've looked at the fixtures coming to the end of the season now, and it's not going to be any use to me anyway because I'm going to have players from those teams already.
You'd just be targeting people who've got 2 games, wouldn't you, in game week 24?
24 is quite a while ago, mate. You can't live in the past.
Oh dear, I mean 34. I'm very sorry.
So you got Brighton in 34. Brighton, Fulham. Fulham have got ridiculously hard fixtures against City and Liverpool. Brighton, Fulham, Liverpool, City, United, West Ham. They've all got doubles that week. So, who would be your top 5 players to get in, Anthony?
Oh, good grief. I mean, you've got to have 3. It's not very original, is it? But you've got to have 3 City assets, surely, with the easy games there, having Fulham away and West Ham at home.
Who would you say? Who would they be? At the moment, I've got Grealish, Haaland, and Ederson.
Yeah, well, I've got Grealish and Haaland like you. What about Mahrez? Scored a hat-trick in the FA Cup semi-final at the weekend. I suppose the only caveat to him is you don't know if he's actually going to start. A bit like most of the team, to be brutally honest.
And Foden's coming back, so I fear for Grealish's minutes as well.
Yeah, there is that. Maybe our good old friend Nathan Ake.
Yeah.
Back in demand, back in the points, and what a good season he's having. So potentially...
Is he not injured? Is Ake not
Oh
injured?
dear, have I just done a Michael Botto?
Yes, you have. I mean, they're hoping he'll be back this week, but yeah, it was a minor hamstring strain.
I would love De Bruyne. I think he would be a real luxury and someone that not everyone else has got. But I own Salah and I want Haaland as well. So it's tricky to try and squeeze everyone in. So that's why I went Ederson, because at least I know he'll play.
Yeah, other than that, Manchester yesterday. Mike, what's your thoughts?
I would go and look at Matoma at Brighton.
Yep.
Yeah, so you got Forest away this weekend, and then United at home, which they played very well against them yesterday.
Plus Wolves at home.
So Wolves and Man United in the double game week for them. So yeah, Matoma I would look at.
Brighton have got 3 double game weeks left out of the last 6 game weeks.
Yes, please.
That makes sense. So half of their game weeks are doubles.
Yeah, so I've bought in. I've already made my transfers, obviously, and I've bought in Matoma and Estupinan as my 2 transfers this week.
Is Estupinan a? I mean, what's funny, Anthony?
I was just imagining it was a name you'd be using for player or cheese, to be brutally honest.
Okay, cool. I think
That's a bit like a stupid nan.
You're not wrong. I think he is actually pulling the wool over everyone's eyes. Everyone is in the fantasy football arena is saying, "Oh yeah, Estupiñán, he's worth getting." He's not done anything particularly special this season. He's got 5 assists and no goals, but he hasn't. 2 of those assists were in one game, and he hasn't done anything for weeks. But everyone's banging on about Estupiñán.
Maybe just because he's got a great name.
I think I prefer Dunk if I'm going defender, because the goalkeeper situation is tricky now, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. Steele and Sanchez are fighting it out there. Not totally clear. I think Sanchez has probably retained the spot. But yeah, it is a tricky one.
But the Dunkster, I mean, he is classic FPL fodder, isn't he?
He is, and you know he's going to start every week.
1 goal, 1 assist. It isn't great this season, but I think he will want a reaction from that yesterday. I think he's the perfect guy to get him.
Okay.
Dunk is the highest scoring defender this season with 93 points. So if you're going to bring anyone in from a defensive point of view from Brighton, he would definitely be a man, and 4.7 million as well. So certainly affordable.
What about Man United then? Rashford is a obvious pick. So
yeah,
he's back now. Who else do you go for? Because Bruno's a bit of a stretch at 9.5. What about Wan-Bissaka, who played incredibly well yesterday?
he did.
Yeah, I saw a lot of people raving about him. Yeah, he's definitely an option, isn't he? What's his ownership like? Let's have a little look, shall we? 0.7%. Good grief.
4.3 million on the game, so he's dirt cheap. I think he's started the last 2 games in the league for United. I don't know.
3 of the last 5.
Yeah. So maybe, I mean, Man U have got a player called Manu. I mean, Kobe Manu is, I mean, it's a player of cheese. I mean, I'm giving away for the next player of cheese, but Kobe Manu plays for Manu.
That's incredible. I mean, looking at United's fixture at the end of the season, if you look at the fixture difficulty rating, I mean, after Spurs away this Thursday, which is somehow a 4, which can't be based on current form, it's all 2s and 3s. So Villa, Brighton, West Ham, Wolves, Bournemouth, Chelsea, and Fulham. So you're targeting Man United assets, and that is a right old differential there, Phil.
So should I get 3 United, 3 City, 3 Liverpool, 2 Brighton, or maybe 3 Brighton in case there's an injury?
I'd go 3 Brighton myself. I mean, I brought 2 Liverpool in based on fixtures this weekend. Bear in mind they're playing Forest, who'd only scored 5 away goals all season, and Forest went and scored 2.
Yeah.
So you never can tell.
They can't defend for top of Liverpool.
No, they are. It's 2 up and down this season, Liverpool, aren't they? A bit like Bournemouth, actually, go from the sublime to ridiculous and then back again. So, yeah, I would be going 3 Brighton over 3 Liverpool, certainly.
I was looking at Jota, but now Darwin Núñez is back, and they got Gakpo, and they got Diaz coming back. I'm a bit nervy about his minutes.
The other thing you would say, I suppose, with Liverpool with 34 is that both their games are at home. Yeah. Spurs and Fulham, and Spurs are appalling at the moment, and Fulham a little bit on the beach, aren't they? So Brentford, Leicester, Villa, Southampton. There's not really a difficult game in there on paper for Liverpool. So I don't know. It's a tricky one, mate. You pick form over fixtures.
This weekend's games, and that's when I'll be wanting to play triple captain, and you will as well. So you going Haaland or Salah on triple captain? It's
so boring, isn't it? But I've got to go. I haven't got Salah, so I'm going to have to go Haaland. I've been saving it all season for this, so I'll be chucking on him.
So the two games will be Fulham away and West Ham at home, yeah?
Yeah. I mean, the form City are in, I mean, obviously we've got all eyes, haven't we, on Wednesday night, this huge game, which you would expect to kind of decide the title. But it's
desperate for Arsenal to win it. Gutted for Ramsdale.
Yeah, it feels like they've blown it, doesn't it, with the last 3 games? I mean, they did incredibly well to get a point out of the Southampton game in the end, but in reality, they actually should have won it. They had 8 minutes of stoppage time, and Southampton couldn't get out of their box. So, I mean, with those runner fixtures, they would have expected to get more than 3 points. So, people have said they've blown it, though. So maybe that might change the mentality. Who knows?
What about Mike? You've been and seen West Ham recently. What about West Ham assets? They've got a double coming up. How did Ben Rama look yesterday?
Yeah, do you know what? He didn't actually convince. I saw it. You know, when
agreed
during the first half, I could see that he was pitched against Alan Smith, who's had a difficult few weeks, I would say, and I feared for him, and obviously the way West Ham were set up, and were playing, I thought, well, you know, he's nailed on to get a goal or an assist here. But it didn't transpire that way, and he got subbed on about 70 minutes. So I think, yeah, he didn't stand out for sure.
Because I was all set on getting Ings in my squad, and I'll probably now get Isaac.
Ings, yeah.
Because Ings has been, back to going on the bench because Mikel Antonio has suddenly started doing stuff. Well, he scored against us.
Yeah, I don't think Ings will be starting, so
No.
I wouldn't worry too much about that. I did have a catch up with him briefly yesterday.
After starting his career, and you are the reason for his success.
Yeah,
Owing it all to you.
Yeah, he did. He said it. He said, "How are things?" And he said, "Yeah, I'm good." I said, "Well, you just keep going." He said, "I needed that, Mike. Thank you. It's been a while since I've seen you.
I've missed you."
He said, "My career has dropped off a little bit in the last season or two. I've not been a regular starter, and that does coincide with the fact that we've not spoken. So, look, we put our heads together, had a quick chat, gave him a little pep talk, little, one of those like little pat on the bums, and then off he ran, and
like a little whip,
Yeah,
Yep.
one of them, and he seemed happy with that. So, you might well see a marked improvement in the coming weeks for Danny.
Okay, fair enough.
If you are looking at West Ham,
you're doing well down there.
Is that what you said? Are you proud of
no, it wasn't. What I was going to say was Paqueta was the impressive asset for me from West Ham.
Oh, was he?
Scored with a header, although again the defending was atrocious. But he scored 13 points in his last 2 game weeks. He's got 0.6% ownership, and he sat there on 5.9 million. So, I mean, for me, he stood out for me more than Bowen or Ben Rama or any of their other assets, maybe apart from Declan Rice. So,
what about Cresswell?
Maybe.
Beautiful Cresswell.
Yeah, I mean, he didn't really have much to do defensively, did he? To be brutally honest, but put a few balls in the box which weren't too good. No, not for me, thank you.
Who was on their free kicks?
He was.
Oh, Cresswell was on everything.
Well, on most things, I think, wasn't he? I mean, I don't know. I
Yeah,
was dealing with a child in tears, but yeah. I mean,
Craig was on set plays, yeah.
I mean, just to clarify, I mean, fair play to West Ham, but they weren't actually amazing, by the way. They weren't actually that good, but they didn't have to be to comfortably beat us. But so no one massively for me stood out other than Paqueta in that first half, who I thought was excellent. But yeah, but he is on form, as I say, 13 points in his last 2.
And Bowen's been getting assists or goal in the last 4 games as well, which and Liverpool at home, it actually isn't a bad fixture because Liverpool are leaky. This week coming up, a West Ham asset wouldn't be a terrible thing in the starting lineup, I don't think.
Yeah. We'll see.
Yeah, well, we will see. Hopefully with a bit more enthusiasm than that, Mike. But we'll see. Fulham have got tricky double coming up, but Pereira's 4 point nothing, isn't he? He's so cheap. He's peanuts, and he's on all. And Andres Pereira's 4.4 million still. Which is
crazy how cheap he is considering he's their highest point scorer this season.
10 assists and 4 goals, 4.4 million.
Yeah,
honourable mention to Jacob Murphy, who's 4.1 million on the game.
Yeah, I mean, apparently he scored a scream yesterday in Newcastle's romp against Spurs, and apparently his face, I need to see this, his face was hilarious because of the sheer shock that he'd scored such a wonderful goal.
Couldn't believe it. I was in the lounge in my house where I live, and and I actually went, oh, properly reacted excitedly, and to the point where it made my whole family stop looking at their Nintendo Switches. We have one, we don't have multiple. And suddenly pay attention to this goal. It was an unbelievable strike, and it was just so weird that it was Jacob Murphy.
Fair play to him. Newcastle are absolutely flying.
Yeah, that's the reaction Eddie needed. I'm gonna have a couple of Newcastle in my squad, I think. Probably get Isaac in anyway. They have got a double, but it's not until game week 36 when they play Leeds and Brighton. But their next 2 games are Everton and Southampton. So
that's a lovely run, isn't it?
Yeah,
Leeds, Brighton, Leicester before they finish with Chelsea. So yeah, some lovely fixtures for Newcastle to win this season.
Okay, really quickly, what are you doing with Arsenal assets? You keeping them in? They got horrible fixtures coming up, and they seem to be falling off a cliff.
Yeah, I took Saka out at the weekend.
Saka boom.
Yeah, he's gone. I'm afraid. I've left Odegaard in because he's value, but no, Saka's gone.
Okay. And
Saka,
what
who
about
got
you?
13 points. Yeah.
Yeah.
Cool. Yeah, I've kept faith. I've got Martinelli, who got 9 points. Saka got 13. So defensively, I don't know. Like Ramsdale, I'm benching him this weekend for Pope, or for this game week, I should say. Yeah, they got some tough games, but they do end with Brighton, Forest, and Wolves. So I'm keeping faith that Arsenal are still going to see it through. But I haven't now got any defensive assets. It's all attacking for me.
That's
I'd
quite
love them. I'd love them to win. Yeah.
Me too. Let me give you the fixtures quickly, lads, shall I, before we go?
Really
Yes,
quickly,
please.
and then I'll punt. So look up a punt and
Oh, I've got
whilst
punt.
he's doing.
Ready and ready.
I've got it. I've got it.
Oh wow, you guys and your prep.
Yeah. So Tuesday night, Wolves host Crystal Palace in a 7:30 kickoff. I haven't got time to do a player that played for both, unfortunately.
They're all on BT Sport. It's very upsetting. If anyone
Okay.
wants to give me a BT Sport login, direct message me, please.
All
Mike?
of these are.
All of
Every
this
single
week's
game.
midweek
Every single game.
fixtures.
Ah, okay. Aston Villa against Fulham and Leeds against Leicester. Massive game that for those two sides. Nottingham Forest host Brighton on Wednesday, as well as Chelsea hosting Brentford, West Ham hosting Liverpool, and the big one, Man City Arsenal at 8:00. And then Thursday night, Everton play Newcastle, Spurs play Manchester United, and the big one Thursday, I think we can all agree, the South Coast derby. Southampton take on Bournemouth. It is a derby. There is a rivalry. We hate them more than they hate us, but I'm fine with that.
I mean, you've invited us round to watch that game.
Yes.
Have you got a secret BT Sport account? Have you? Do you
Yes,
want to share? You want to share that with your brother?
Not live to the listening millions of Malaysia, no. And needless to say, I'm using it myself, so no.
Yeah, fair. No, that's fine.
Yeah.
You
Right, my
do it.
punt then.
Yep.
This is a player that has under 2% ownership, and as we heard earlier, it can be key in having your captain picked or not. I'm going to go for Emi Buendia, Aston Villa at home to Fulham. Yeah, fancy them to run riot. So and Buendia to be a key part in that.
Okay, Anthony.
I've also gone Aston Villa. I've gone Jacob Ramsey, a man I picked out a couple of weeks ago and who came good. So yeah, 1.6% ownership for him.
Who have Aston Villa got?
Fulham at home.
Oh, okay. I think I'm going to go for the person my team is named after, and that is Joe Linton.
Okay.
Yeah, my team name being Joe Linton's biscuit tin or cake tin or something. So
Very much like chasing the weekend's points, but let's
Yeah.
5 goals,
Joe
5
Linton.
assists this season.
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay. Well, marvelous. Well, it's been lovely.
Because Craig did ask, how are you going to follow up on the success of your triple punt win? And so we've gone for Joe Linton, Buendia, and someone else.
Jacob Ramsey.
Jacob Ramsey. So badly, I would say, Craig is the answer. Okay, guys, thanks for getting this quick podcast in, and hope everyone has a good game week 33. If you're wildcarding and you've got any tips, please do send me a message. I'll be grateful to receive any advice. Take care. Have a good week. Take care.
See ya.
Bye now.